They snow bunnied our brother Johnathan Majors. They snow bunnied our brother Johnathan Majors.
What's going on, world? It's your homie SenseiRip, and I'm back again with another video. Today we got comedian Aries responding to Dr. Umar's take on actor Johnathan Majors getting arrested this past weekend. That's right, y'all. Now, according to initial reports, Johnathan Majors was arrested after getting into a domestic dispute with a 30-year-old woman who was eventually taken to the hospital for minor head and neck injuries. Okay, now, as of this morning, Johnathan Majors and his attorney say they have witness testimony and video proof to prove that Johnathan Majors is innocent. Okay, it's also being stated that the woman involved is now recanting her statement as well. Now, initially, when these reports came out, a lot of people were shocked and took to social media to give their reaction that, Johnathan Majors was arrested. And Dr. Umar, who we all know loves to give his reactions via Instagram, made a post that reads, "I'm standing with my brother on this unless he is proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. He's the strongest black alpha male in Hollywood right now. This could just be a scheme to feed into the toxic masculinity narrative pushed by the radical feminists and rainbow gangers." All right, now again, this was Dr. Umar's initial reaction to Johnathan Majors being arrested. Now this morning, Aries decided to respond to Dr. Umar's post of his own that reads, "Dr. Umar Johnson and all my beautiful black brothers and sisters, trust me, I get it. Us black folks seem to always have a target on our backs, and we must keep our third eye open because of the history of trickery from this country. But for the love of God, everything is not a damn conspiracy. Yes, he is certainly innocent until proven guilty, but this idea that he's being buck-broken because he is a talented, strong black alpha male is ridiculous. When he's being hired because he is a talented, strong black alpha male. If his strength and authentic, powerful blackness were a threat, the business wouldn't hire him, period. And this notion of a rainbow agenda is being stretched as well, because at the end of the day, no one is putting a weapon to his head and forcing him to make some of these wardrobe choices he's made. I know it's hard for some of us black men in our community to fathom this, but every black man doesn't have to perpetuate the ideology that black masculinity is only based in street-ish. We as black people creatively can and should be able to express ourselves in a multitude of ways and still maintain blackness in our manhood." The artist formerly known as Prince has entered the chat. All right, now again, this was Aries responding to Dr. Umar's post and his reaction to Johnathan Majors being arrested this past weekend. So, let's have the conversation. On one end, we got Dr. Umar, who believes that actor Johnathan Majors is being snow bunny, right? Or what he like to call buck broken. Because, again, right now, with all the recent success that Johnathan Majors has been having, with all these big movie roles, he believes that there's an agenda to sabotage Johnathan Majors in his career. And now with the update, right, stating that the lady involved is now recanting her statement, I can understand why Dr. Umar sees it from that viewpoint, right? But on the other end, we got Aries who believes that that's not the case. Right? He says, the same qualities that Dr. Umar praises Johnathan Majors for is now the reason why he's being held back. The same reason why he's being sabotaged. Make that make sense. How would he even, land some of these big roles we've been seeing in him recently, right? Let's just acknowledge the fact that, maybe his definition of masculinity is, much different from what we're used to or what we like to label as if, it has to come from the streets in order for it to be masculine, right? Then he names Prince, which is a great point to make, right? A lot of people love Prince, right? They adore Prince. Prince wasn't always the most masculine man in the room, right? He can have feminine ways, dress in feminine ways, have a certain, feminine type fashion, right? Wardrobe, and still get the same praise as the most masculine man in the room. So I understand the viewpoints, right? I'm also going to acknowledge the fact that there's a history, right, of an agenda, right? Some will call it the dress ritual, but we've heard some of our biggest and brightest stars in the past speak on this emasculation of the black men in Hollywood, right? Some of our biggest and brightest stars have been approached to put on a dress, to wear a wig and makeup. So that's something that we always have to consider, right? When having these conversations, we have to acknowledge the history. So this isn't something that's made up, but I do believe Aries does make a valid point. At what point does the conspiracy actually make sense? We can't always rush to say conspiracy. Sometimes things are what they are for face value. Now, in this case, it's good to see that Johnathan Majors has cleared his name. If he has video proof and witness testimony, we got the woman involved now recanting her statement. It's good to see that everything has, been resolved. It's still unfortunate that the man was arrested. None of this should have happened. But the conversation that's being had right now when it comes to Dr. Umar's viewpoint and Aries Spears' viewpoint, I get it. And I understand the conflict that exists. So y'all let me know. What's your thoughts on all of this, man? Do you believe that Johnathan Majors is being butt broken? Or are you on the side of Aries Spears? Everything is not a conspiracy. Let me know your thoughts down below. But that's all I got for y'all today. My name is SenseiRip. Till next time, peace.